Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and it's been a long time since I made my last Pokemon analysis, so today I'm bringing you an analysis on Ferrothorn in VGC 2014, so let's get right into it. So if we take a look at its base stats, we see 74 HP, 94 attack, 131 defense, 54 special attack, 116 special defense, and 20 speed. So ignoring special attack, which obviously you don't need, he has some pretty incredible stats. Speed is the one that's obviously very low, but you can actually use that to your advantage because not only does it counter Trick Room teams, but it also increases the base power of Gyro Ball because Gyro Ball calculates your speed against your opponent's speed. So you actually want as little speed as possible. If you just look at that incredible base defense, it's really impressive. HP, not as much, but with the 131 defense and 116 special defense, it's perfectly fine if you just fully invest in HP. So why use Ferrothorn? Well, first, it's got incredible bulk and typing. Most VGC 2014 teams, and VGC teams in general in the past have always wanted a steel type. You know, Heatran and Scizor, and Escavalier, which my brother actually used to win the World Championships last year. They were all popular types. Steel is so good because it resists so many types like Dragon, and it's just a really good type in general, and Ferrothorn's got incredible bulk to add to that. Ferrothorn itself is only weak to fire types and fighting types. Now that may sound a bit intimidating since those two are pretty common types, but there are easy ways to beat it, and if you can manage to counter the Pokemon that have those two type attacks, you can find yourself easily winning with Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn also gets access to Leech Seed, which can single-handedly win you games at the end. It heals back so much while stealing away your opponent's HP, and against Pokemon that don't have any ways to hit it for super effective damage, basically beats them. Ferrothorn also can one-hit KO Rotom Wash, which is incredible because Rotom Wash is one of the more common Pokemon in the format, and it walls it pretty well. Has really great offense in both Gyro Ball and Power Whip, two really strong attacks, and really great type coverage actually. Ferrothorn doesn't rely on speed like a lot of other Pokemon in VGC 2014. You know, speed is the name of the game, but with Ferrothorn, it really does not matter, and it's fine going last pretty much all the time. And like I said, it can single-handedly win you games. I've probably won 5 games that I've recorded and posted onto YouTube just off Ferrothorn. I'll try to find those and link you to them, but yeah, it's just so good, guys. It's so good. So the typical Ferrothorn build basically runs bulk with attack. Pretty much everyone likes the 0 speed IV and the minus speed nature to maximize your Gyro Ball power, which makes perfect sense. Ray Rizzo, 3-time world champion, now 2-time regional champion, won Virginia regionals earlier this winter, and his set is probably the most common build. I actually use it too. 252 HP, 204 attack, 52 special defense. Idea of this is to get the one-hit KO on Rotom Wash with the Brave nature and still have as much bulk as possible. Common items I've seen on Ferrothorn include Lumberry, Rocky Helmet, and Leftovers, as you see, and I've even seen Choice Band been used, which is kind of crazy, but you'd be surprised how much damage it can do. So as for move pool, pretty much all Ferrothorns you'll see will have the Power Whip, Gyro Ball, Leech Seed, Protect set, but I have seen Thunder Wave, Iron Head, Substitute, and Explosion been used before too. Explosion really on the Choice Band set, Substitute if you want to cut one of the 2 attacks, or even Protect, but it's a very risky move. But if you get Substitute, Protect, and Leech Seed, you're healing back so much HP, but I really don't like cutting Power Whip or Gyro Ball. Both you really need to maximize your offense. Thunder Wave is an interesting move, but once again, the 4 moves that most normal Ferrothorns have are just so important, so cutting a move is often difficult. And Iron Head, people like, to hit Pokemon like Mega Bomb Snow, because, Mega Bomb Snow and other Trick Room Pokemon are very slow too, so Gyro Ball won't be dealing much damage, whereas Iron Head will do more, especially to Pokemon like Amoonguss too, which are very common. So here's a sample set, same Pokemon as before, Ray Rizzo's Ferrothorn, Protect, Power Whip, Leech Seed, Gyro Ball as I earlier mentioned, 0 speed IV with the EV spread of 252 HP, 204 attack, and 52 special defense. This one runs a Lumberry. Ray built his Ferrothorn to beat Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash often tempted to go for the Will-O-Wisp onto Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn says no, Lumberry blows that burn away, and Power Whip to get the one-hit KO back onto Rotom. So let's talk about EV spreads. Ferrothorn's an interesting Pokemon. I've tried out both Brave and Relaxed Ferrothorn, and I really don't notice that much of a difference, and I'll go into which one I recommend later, but, to start off, Ferrothorn's so bulky, so it can survive basically any non-fire type attack, and it can survive most fighting type attacks, as long as it's not a super powerful one like from Mienshao or Mega Heracross or Mega Lucario. So you have to ask yourself whether you want Ferrothorn to last longer or whether you want it to just pick up KOs. And the item is very important in deciding that, whether you go with Rocky Helmet, Leftovers, or Lumberry. So deciding on the nature is the most important one. I like Brave if you want to ensure the one-hit KO on Rotom Wash. Relax or any non-attack one doesn't ensure the one-hit KO, but it does give you more bulk. 2 sample EV spreads here. The first one's Ray's Brave one. Second one is Randy Qua, one of the best players from Canada made it to Worlds last year and barely missed out on top cut. He used a spread of 252 HP, 68 defense, and 192 special defense, relaxed nature back in Canada regionals. I think he finished 5-2 there, and his idea was he just didn't really want as much offense since he didn't feel the need for it. So this one maximizes basically your defenses, and with leftovers and leech seed recovery, you're healing back more. The one bad thing about using Raise Set is since you're using a Lumberry, you don't have leftovers as means of recovery, so you're not healing as much as you'd like. But let's take a look at some damage calcs. So here are just 4 that I included that I felt were relevant. I didn't include any fire type attacks since basically anyone that's even reasonably powered will KO your Ferrothorn. So there's no point in trying to even to survive that. You could in theory use Aqua Berry, but I feel like that's kind of a waste on Ferrothorn. So the first one is using Raise Attack Power Whip. That's versus a normal Rotom that you see nowadays. You see with 204 attack, you get the guaranteed one-hit KO. Whereas even if you invest max attack with a relaxed nature or a non-attack boosting nature, you only have a 68.8% chance of one-hit KOing. And you really want to KO it before Rotom Wash gets the burn on you. So if you're running Lumberry, it's huge to just KO it and go away without a burn. Burning Ferrothorn is one of the better ways to check it because it decreases its attack and it's losing more HP than it's gaining. Here you see an Adamant Parental Bond Mega Kangaskhan Power Up Punch against just max HP, not even any defense investment. You see there it does around 33 or 39%, which is 3 KO, but obviously you're not going to let that Kangaskhan get up there. What's important here to note is the Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet damage. If you only have Iron Barbs, you're doing 25% since Iron Barbs is an 8th, but if you have Rocky Helmet, that stacks up to 53%. Now, if you are running a max attack Ferrothorn and you're running Rocky Helmet, you can actually get the KO on it directly back since you're dealing at least 50% with a Power Whip, so it's a guarantee to a KO, but with that Rocky Helmet, it's a KO. So, this is why I like Raise Spread so much. I actually, made a mistake. That shouldn't be max attack Ferrothorn. It should be 204 attack Ferrothorn. But that still should be enough. I actually annotate that in. My bad, I put 252 attack when I was doing the calc. But either way, I want to talk about one of my favorite things. Kangaskhan, not exactly the best counter to Ferrothorn. One thing I really like to do with Ferrothorn is actually, switch it in on a fake out and instantly deal 25 to 53%, whether I'm using Iron Barbs or including Rocky Helmet as well. My personal recommendation for EV spread is definitely Raise Spread. It does everything I needed to do. I've had no problem with it. Not having leftovers is fine. I like the Lumberry. Lumberry's a bit situational, but you don't want Ferrothorn to get burned, so I think it's a great item. But Rocky Helmet's so annoying to deal with too. Also one of the best items onto Ferrothorn. So some effective checks to Ferrothorn include Fire-type Pokemon, obviously, as you see there. Fire-type attacks, I like Tyranitar, Manectric, and Salamence. Hydreigon too. Grass-type Pokemon, because Ferrothorn can't really hit them very hard. For example, Amoonguss, Venusaur, and Rotom Cut, but those aren't actually really checks. They're more like, okay, I see that Ferrothorn's not dealing much right now, so I can ignore it and target my efforts and spend my efforts on targeting Ferrothorn's partner. So, for example, Ferrothorn can't touch Amoonguss, so Amoonguss is free to Spore Ferrothorn's partner, Venusaur, likewise Rotom Cut. Fighting-type Pokemon, for example, Mega Lucario, Mienshao, Mega Heracross even, just to get that one-hit KO fighting-type attack. Otherwise, I don't really like fighting-type Pokemon as counters. You can always burn it and intimidate it as well, but of course, Ferrothorn does often run Lumberry and Intimidate. Not going to matter too much in the long context because Ferrothorn's going to want to Leech Seed more than attack. In conclusion, Ferrothorn walls a good amount of the format. If you can identify and KO its threats, Ferrothorn can actually just win you games in the end with its bulk and Leech Seed. It also has impressive offense, and the ability to wall one-hit KO Rotom Wash is just so huge in VGC 2014. And guys, definitely, if you see a Ferrothorn team preview, make sure you bring at least one way to beat it, because if you don't have any way to even hit it for super effective damage, you'll find that's going to give you a very tough time. And personally, when I have Ferrothorn and I look at team preview and I see my opponent has nothing to hit it for super effective damage, I'm like, alright, this is going to be an easy win since Ferrothorn can just clean up the game. You can always double target Ferrothorn as a means of trying to KO it, but it's really difficult. So I recommend at least having one super effective fire type attack when you're building a team, because Ferrothorn is a very big threat. As is Aegislash, and having a way to hit super effectively for steel types is huge, so that's why I always recommend a fire type on a team. Anyway, that's it for this analysis, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. The more likes I see on this, the faster I'll produce another video for you guys. As always, hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Alright, peace.